Since, well, the games are still going on. We're still going to get to see these two guys duking it out. In the bottom left side, the blue Terran player fighting for the Shopify Rebellion. It is BYUN. And fighting against Red Protoss on the top side. On the right. He's fighting for a dragon, a phoenix, and all the gamers. It is Hero. The two ex-military men. I'm not quite sure what kind of position Hero managed to get in the military, but so far it's looked like he's been playing bad. So you would imagine he's kind of had some opportunities here and there to practice, right? That's what you would assume. It's kind of what what I'm picking up here, seeing him play. But then maybe I do need to see him play a little bit more. Because when he does go up against, like, the top-notch players right now, it can feel a little bit underwhelming. I think I heard the story about Hero managing to achieve top 6 on the Korean ladder recently, which is pretty good. That is really good, actually, right? Then we had a similar story about BYUN, and BYUN's story was about how he managed to achieve rank number 1 on the Korean ladder. And that was before he really managed to, you know, go full time again. So yeah, maybe that is like a slight difference there, perhaps. Both these players just kind of deciding to be annoying against one another. A NG Bay block and a stolen gas geyser here as retaliation. Little SCV comes in to check everything out. Sees, of course, that that's a third base location being taken. The 12 o'clock right there. With a Nexus now growing on top of it. Does not seem like a natural occurrence. Does seem like Hero might have something to do with that. Oh, this reactor getting a little bit low. BYUN will send some SCVs, but those SCVs, of course, still a little vulnerable to the Adept. But now with the two Hellions coming out as well, BYUN solves this issue without any troubles, really. It's not even going to bother fully repairing that reactor. It's like, you know what, yes, we don't need it fully repaired right now. Seems to be okay. I mean, he can see that the gateway units are here across the map anyway, right? It's not that Hero's still spilling units across the map one by one. You can actually see them just kind of being preoccupied there, of course. Now, what are the overall next steps in this game? We have Widow Mine drops coming out of BYUN. That could do pretty well here. And Hero, he's going for the Robo first. So yeah, he won't have any Phoenix. He won't have any Blink. Meaning that, you know, he's just going to have to utilize really good positioning on his Starkers in order to, well, try to stop the medevac from coming in. And he's going to have to be quick with pulling the probes, of course. Those are the two ways he can kind of still prevent any massive damage from being taken. Which is still doable, but it's a little bit harder now, of course, to actually gun down the Widow Mines after they've dropped on the ground. And have a medevac running around as well at the same time without the Blink or the Phoenix. Okay, a couple of Starkers here actually already doing good damage on that medevac right there. Imagine if that would have gone down right now. Oh, that would have been abysmal. Alright, Widow Mines now being placed on a defensive position here. The bunker at the forefront has to be cancelled. And even two SCVs right now as well starting to kick up some dust in the ground. Hero obviously can't really push up this ramp with full Widow Mines in position there as well, accompanied by a siege tank right now. There we are, there it is. Not a likely place where you can push up with those Starkers, but he's pretty comfortable just kind of containing BYUN for the time being, it seems. He's no longer really situated in the natural base. I'm not sure if he still would like to be there, or if that would even be a good thing, but It looks like Hero's decided to kind of just stand back a little bit. He is still warping in a ton of boys, and now that BYUN is starting to gain control of the low ground, looks like Hero's almost was waiting for BYUN to try and grab that low ground here. Now there is a massive amount of units being well, elevator played up into the main base of BYUN. That Wall Prism coming into full effect. The Adepts would do a lot of damage against these Marines right here. They're desperately trying to avoid having them all be right on top of them. Alright, another siege tank in the back right there with a secondary siege tank just coming out of that factory. This is not looking all too bright for BYUN here, I would have to say. Very scary situation. It's not an attack that we would see all that often. Rather than trying to defend back at home, it feels like Hero's like, you know what, I'll just get aggressive slightly before you can. And that way, you won't be able to get aggressive because you'll need absolutely everything at home in order not to die. Although that being said, some Widow Mines did make it into that main base of Hero. 2 of them still can dig themselves into the dirt. There we go, will successfully manage to do that now. 5 more probes do fall. Main base of BYUN has been saved as well, it would appear, with the help of that Banshee, some lovely micro, and still a siege tank running around as well. With all the dust settling, I mean, you gotta hand it to BYUN. This is quite a nice work account. He managed to reclaim his main base, didn't lose too much then, the way, shape, and form of buildings or... Well, I guess the trading of armies overall pretty successful as well for him. So yeah, I thought he would be in a lot of trouble there. It definitely looks like it could develop into a game where Hero would just take control of the main base and BYUN just would not be able to respond too much anymore with the Protoss being on top of the production. But yeah, BYUN very nicely figuring a way out of that difficult situation. Now you might say, well, Hero had 2 bases all this time, right? He was on a similar amount of bases. Yeah, that's true, but he didn't really produce that many probes. The second base here, it feels like he was just kind of putting it out there in order to make it appear like he was going for the expansion and the more regular plays, but yeah. Talking about the irregular plays here, we do have a DT follow-up from Hero. There are missile turrets about to be ready, though, in the mineral lines. And those 3 DTs, actually, yeah, they will not be able to do anything either. GG is called. Well, regardless, we have game number 2. This man right here managed to get himself a point on the board. He's the Blue Terran from Shopify Rebellion. Give it up for BYUN. His opponent in the red, looking to be a Protoss. In the top right side here, we have a Dragon Phoenix Gamer. Hero. These are truly, I would say, the 2 biggest legends that came back from military service. Well, maybe DOG as well, actually, but... yeah, the guys that were doing extremely well left for military service. And then it was like, alright, well, let's see what they, if they still manage to reclaim some of that former glory now. BYUN, I would say, has been the most successful in this so far. TRG has not been a slouch either. Has managed to get some pretty big names in the scene drop to their knees by just playing better StarCraft 2. Oh, it's Hero here. Hero wondering if he can do something similar and re-establish himself at the top dog seats of the Protoss race. So already did some interesting stuff overall. It's a shame it didn't work out, but maybe this is him just trying things out, right? Using this as an opportunity to just maybe spread some information about him around there. He's experimenting with this type of things, or maybe he just genuinely wants to figure out if this is something that could work against BYUN in a competitive setting, right? Where BYUN is, you know, trying his best in this actual match, a money match. Ooh, that is not good. Little SCV there, getting zapped into oblivion. having the thunder of Thor strucken upon him by the little being called a probe. Luckily for the Marine, he has a gun. Should be able to stop this from happening. Little seizure there from the probe. Not sure what to do as we move onwards to whatever's going on over here. Lone Sentry from Hero, very interesting. Don't often see that one as the first unit out. We'll have a little bit of extra energy to utilize for hallucinations. Possibly force fields as well, of course. So that's what he's going for. Probe finally does go down. But Hero has had an enormous amount of scouting. It's aware of every single timing so far in the base of BYUN for the last 3.5 minutes. BYUN a little bit similar here with this Reaper. Will be able to get into the main bases. He's the gateway tech and must have a little thought going through his head about the previous game. What happened there? And if something similar could occur right now. Definitely looking a little bit similar, but we have a lot more probes now still being made by Heroes, so no robo either, right? So this is really just pressure onto BYUN. Maybe again he's just trying to avoid BYUN from getting aggro. Oh my god, those adepts, they were very aggressive right there. Is this gonna pay off? It might! Oh my, I thought that was a mistake for a moment, but it's looking like he might be able to stop every single Marine from getting into the bunker right there. That is ridiculous. Oh my. Oh Nelly. Little BYUN in trouble. Okay, he does have some Hellions doing some harassment, but there is 3 adepts right there just waiting. The SCV's guarding the Marauder's path towards that bunker, and we'll be able to finally get something in there. Now utilizing repair and the extra range, the extra little bit of beef and padding that those Marauders get that way to keep the stocks at bay. But that is still not a lot of firepower, right? It's just one Marauder. Sure, it's going to be tough to kill, but it's not doing that much. We'll need a little bit more in DPS in order to actually stabilize in this situation, I would say. The Adepts now coming forwards, looking for the natural base. Their SCV line. And does shut down all the mining here for quite a good bit already. Stalkers going back on top of that bunker. Looks like the repair will be in time, but the force fields, just barely, not enough with that force fields. Trying to target down the SCVs right now. Still desperately trying to make this work. I don't know, is he trying to spend too many resources on breaking the bunker? No, it looks like he still has a very, very real threat here. His presence not gonna go away anytime soon. More and more SCVs, one by one, just going into the fray as they all get shot down. The Liberator doesn't even get a single shot off there, unfortunately, for BYUN. But yeah, I think we may go into a very quick 1-to-1. There it is. Hero strikes back. So yeah. That is an interesting question, right? Is he under the impression that he just kind of wants to throw some of these types of games in there in order to throw BYUN off of his regular game, his regular pace? Or is this hero actually just kind of admitting in a sense, right? I don't want to play the late game with you because you're pretty darn good at it. I've had that much practice since I'm back, and he's trying to just, you know, still get some money, get some victories here underneath the belt. In a way, that is very achievable, even if you're not that acclimated to the to everything you have to do in the late game just quite yet. Which is a lot of stuff, after all. Alright, Stargate proxied outside of the base of BYUN here. Shield batteries will be a part of it as well, as Well, we kind of could expect in that situation, I suppose. BYUN is grabbing himself a factory here and a reactor on that barrack. So it will mean he's going to have a lot of marines. He's already building a bunker here as well. I feel like he's onto something here. Oh, and there he goes. Okay, he knows. Making that bunker on the high ground right now. It may already be a response because of the previous games, right? Where we did have Hero every single time coming in. Or for almost one base aggression. So it may not even have been that he picked up on something that was going on in this game. Even though this bunker right here is probably one of the best things you can have for this situation right now. Getting a Cyclone as well in the lock-on ability. Yeah, I could have just as well kind of be... Oh dear, yeah, that's a dead reactor. One SCV comes in, tries to repair it. Will it be enough? I don't think so. BYUN hoping that the Void Ray would start attacking the Marines instead if he poked his head out of the bunker, but did not occur. So that reactor now no longer going to take part into really trying to produce 2 Marines at a time. Oh, eesh. Now what's important here for BYUN is that whenever he gets a look on with this Cyclone, he actually kills something. He needs to... Oh, okay, well, it's dead. Right, another really important thing is that that Cyclone was kept alive. He's going to get another one, which is nice, but that's not great. What I'd love to see with these types of things is when they target down the shield batteries, actually. I've seen a lot more success with Cyclones targeting down shield batteries than I've seen players with trying to lock onto the Void Rays. The Void Rays you can kind of micro like that, right? One flies backwards, the other one zone away the Cyclone. And then you just have the shield batteries. They get healed up and instantly it's just like, oh, alright, well, all that damage, all that effort is gone now. And it was useless. But if you target down the shield batteries, then, you know, they can't run away. I feel like that is kind of the story here. BYUN, it's very important for him to be meticulous with these types of defenses, and you cannot afford to basically lose that reactor. You cannot afford to lose the first Cyclone. Alright. Top right side, a man that is infamous for his micro. Having difficulties in the early game right now. It's a blue Terran. Shopify Rebellions. BYUN. Bottom left side, we have a red Protoss player. Fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. The crew of Gamers and Dragons and Phoenix. He is Hero. Wonderful, wonderful. Alright. Little Probicans coming through, looking to see if there's some SCVs he can bother. Looks like that is a definitive yes. BYUN kind of has to rotate those SCVs. Trying not to let them get too low, as we've seen before. Heroes not shying away from red HP SCVs just because they're surrounded by 20 other SCVs. He'll still go for it. He'll still get the kill. And quite likely will still get away with that probe as well. Yeah, it's hard to put a fault on any of these early game control moves and such that we're seeing from Hero here. He's very good at them still. Very nice to see. Alright, third base unnatural being taken again. As the engineering bay there, kind of, you know, making it kind of awkward to put a Nexus down there. You could still do it, but then again, I mean, that's just going to be very inefficient. And again, the factory follow-up here for BYUN. No quick command center after the barracks here. As we have Hero kind of going down a macro route right now for the time being. Could this be the moment? Stargate comes up in the main base. And as BYUN is playing extremely carefully here in his own in his own base. He's not fully aware, of course, that Hero might be up to just keep producing probes and potentially just grabbing a third base here as well, not in the too far distant future. I would assume we're gonna get an Oracle, and then afterwards we'll get some Phoenix. That's what my assumption is. Then again, this is Hero. I've not seen him for a while. Okay, just go straight up Phoenix. I like that as well. I may like that better, even. Nice little fighting there from Hero. Look at that. Gets all of the units. Keeps the Adepts alive. Lovely stuff. Good trades. It's just gonna keep poking forwards. Now, it's pretty silly, really, how much damage Hero is getting against BYUN with, like, 2 Adepts, right? That was 2 Adepts, killing, like, what? 2 SCVs, 2 Marines, and a Hellion. Now he has a Phoenix here. I'm not sure why he has a Phoenix here, but he does. And it is pretty cool to see. Just floating around, doing its thing. Yeah, there won't be a lot of opportunities here anymore for these units to do too much up until these Phoenix numbers rise. Okay, well, I guess he still does get those 2 Hellions, actually. This style from Hero, it is just making it impossible for BYUN to ever get aggressive across the map. Just relentless pressure after pressure. Utilizing the efficiency of Protoss units in low numbers here. 1 Stalker versus 1 Marine, or 1 Adept versus 1 Marine. It's clear which way that battle is going to go, but now we have a reactor. We have a Tech Labs factory. BYUN's production is going to go up a little bit quicker now, of course. Phoenix trying their best to get some more damage going, and do pick off a Viking, lose a Phoenix in the process, but also get a Marine, so tit for tat. Those Phoenixes, right? If you think about it, what they're supposed to do is keep your probe line safe, right? They're supposed to stay at home normally. This is how people use them, right? You keep them at home. You try to ensure that any medevac coming in will be shot down immediately. And that is still being achieved by the Phoenix right now. Sure, if the earlier part of this didn't go as well, if those Adepts probably didn't get all the kills in the earlier part, maybe this wouldn't have gone as smoothly. But then you can just, you know, keep your Phoenix back at home. It's not like they're forced to be here. Yeah, very hands-on approach, just in your face kind of style. I see everything you do, and you're gonna need everything you have in order to stop me from being here and just picking away at your front line unit by unit, and thus making it impossible for these offensive plays. Adepts will get their glaive upgrades here as well. As the follow-up here for Hero. It's a very uncommon thing to see versus Terran. We know it's a thing, and it's a thing that works particularly well if you have a Terran with, you know, a lot of Marines. Marauders are, you know, they're pretty good targets for the Adepts as well. The Marauders don't do that much damage against them after all. Marines still do an okay amount of damage against the Adepts, but... Ooh, Raven right there, coming out of... the middle of the map. I guess it was trying to do harassment. Little unfortunate. Actually quite unfortunate. Oh my... No, but BYUN is selling the bunker. He has no idea of what's coming. He just sold the bunker. Oh, I thought he knew. Oh, well, that is rough as rough can get. The 2 Widow Mines right there. Not gonna nearly be enough. That is a lot of Protoss once again just storming the gate. Rushing on through, and that's another GG right then and there, boys and girls. It is, once again, just like the recent results of Brawler Club 5, apparently, a 1-3. And this man here has only got 1 point. It's the Blue Terran, Shopify Rebellions. BYUN. That little scoundrel. The rebel scum. As they call it from the Star Wars. The bottom right side, we have a red Protoss player. He could be a dragon, he could be a phoenix, or he could be a gamer. We don't know. He is Hero. Could he be all at once? Could he? I don't think so. It's hard to already be a phoenix. It's very difficult to be a dragon as well. I've googled it multiple times. Are these 9 best of 5s? Man, if we had 9 best of 5s, that would be potentially 45 games. 45 games. If we get to the ace match and all, it probably won't be, but that'd be a lot of games. But it is just the best of 9, yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Alright, secondary bases for both these boys being made. Trying to get it all constructed and nicely assembled from their IKEA packaging. Takes a while to put together, but you know what, it's fairly sturdy once you get it all together. Those command centers, that is. That is unfortunate for Hero. Secondary adapt, not quite there yet. Oh, but the shield battery will finish up, so only 1 probe will go down. That's fine. That's fine. Hero knows what he wants to do. He's not interested in playing the regular game. The game that everybody already knows. Oh, is he going to lose the adapt here to 2 Marines? That is crazy. That is not supposed to happen here for the strategy of Hero. This is all a snowball-y kind of style, and he needs that snowball to be strong at the start. And now, it's the opposite. The opposite is happening here. And the adapts are only killing 1 Marine instead of like 3 Marines and a Hellion or 2. I forgot the exact numbers, but it wasn't just 1 Marine, that's for sure. Going for the Oracle this time around instead of rather than the Phoenix. Hellion and Reaper here trying to get the trade against that adapt, and actually both of them paying their lives for that attempt. So maybe it's not all downhill just yet for Hero. Will still have those 2 adepts. The Oracle will still come in shortly. We'll have to see if it flies over a Widow Mine though, of course, or if it actually does a lot of damage here onto the SCV line. Sees the Widow Mine with the adept, so very unlikely that... What is he up to? He just wanted to fight there, okay. I wasn't sure if that would work, but... I mean, BYUN did go back into his medevac right there for safekeeping, so I guess it would have worked. Why else would he have done that? I don't know. To me, it felt like if you force the... maybe it was a misclick, who knows, so maybe just quick thinking. Yeah, if you start burrowing the Widow Mine there, you force the Oracle either to run away or target down the Widow Mine. And then with 4 Marines there, should be able to kill it off overall. Maybe BYUN just didn't want to lose more units. That could be the case. He's already losing a couple of units here and there. And he doesn't want that snowball to gain a lot of momentum. Well, definitely not helping his case there. Just kind of presenting a couple of Marines onto a shield battery. It almost felt like a Kind of an emergency drill being performed by the Protoss, just, you know, to see if everything was working alright. There's nothing even got near to being hurt. Well, I guess the Widowmine almost went off, but yeah, you have those Phoenixes there. It's not gonna. Most of the time. It would have to be a very rare event for, you know, a Protoss player of the caliber of Hero to miss that Widowmine right there. And I know we've seen a certain zest do it recently, but still. Alright, 5 gateways here in construction. We have the +1 attack as well as the Adept Glaives again here being constructed. So, yeah, Hero, I mean, he is reluctant about going into the late game here overall still. A little bit of pressure from a Banshee. It does not have Cloak, so it will have to just kind of roll over and die here due to the Phoenix. It buys them a little bit of breathing room back at home, I suppose. Might have an opportunity for those Manifex now to get themselves across the map with a well-equipped amount of Marines and Marauders. Hero, though, coming along the other side as well, just walking straight through the middle, so we'll arrive a little bit quicker to the base of BYUN, rather than BYUN arriving to the base of Hero. Gotta still be careful. The Adept pressure here is very dangerous, especially if your siege tank is not in a good position to start shooting while there is stuff being warped into your main base. The force fields here are rather monstrous as well. Okay, the units for BYUN do manage to get through, but with the... my dear lord. With the infrastructure right here of BYUN, it's quite difficult for him to try and just run away from the Adepts. Okay, is managing to get some reasonable connections going on right now. Remember that drop, those 2 Medevac's still in the natural. There we go, BYUN strikes back. Bottom right side, blue Terran. Shopify's Rebels. He is BYUN. The Rebels of the online market. Bottom left side, the red Protoss player fighting for the Den of Dragons, Phoenix and Gamers. It's Hero. The Dragon Phoenix Gamer Den. Wouldn't be a bad name overall. Could be worse. Curious to see how Hero will apply the pressure this time around. We've seen a lot of different options so far. He's been at it with Phoenix. He's been at it with Adepts. He's been at it with just Gateways and a War Prism. Cynical. It's the Dragon Phoenix Gamer Den. They're all gamers. Clearly, that's what it entails. Well, this pylon here, you know what? I feel like it's going to be the bearer of bad news for BYUN. Unless... Hold your breath. Oh! No! BYUN! No! Go back there, please! Oh... Yuck! Alright, well... What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Sometimes, you know... Oh, man. Can't believe it. Oh, how did he not see? How does he not know? He still doesn't know. It's like, oh, that's a Zealot coming in. Alright, we'll be able to deal with that. Oh, it's the pylon there. Oh, it's trying to block my expansion, I see. That's what that is. Just trying to prevent me from taking a base. Okay, now he sees another pylon. Now he sees a shield back. Okay, well, if he doesn't know now... We don't have to worry about his wrist injuries. He's clearly got brain injuries. But I'm pretty certain that he knows, because he is building a bunker. Oh man, that Marine. If only he saw a little bit sooner. This could be a little bit better here for BYUN, of course. Would have had the upgrades and all the tech needed to defend here going a lot sooner. But, yeah. Lady Luck don't shine upon you today, Mr. BYUN. Lady Luck has left you a while ago, it would appear. And has no further interest. Shield batteries, once again, keeping those little flying Void Rays alive. Cyclone lock-ons. I swear, man, every time I see them lock onto one of the mobile units, it's like, alright, you're... Because the thing is, right, if you're doing this, you are banking on your opponent making a mistake. It's not like it's just that you now have to control your units perfectly. It's also that your opponent has to make a mistake to make this work. And if you're, you know, up there in the highest caliber of plays, then you should expect your opponent not to make mistakes, right? You should expect your opponent to be on top of his micro and be able to deal with these types of things. Especially when there's like only 2 Void Rays to be watching out for, right? Even 3 Void Rays and a couple of Gateway units. Like, I mean, the Zealot doesn't matter, but yeah. Out of 100 games, like, more than 90 of them, the Protoss will control those Void Rays correctly. Oh, this made me... Well, actually, hold up. I hope I'm not going to have to swallow my own words. Really do. Please. He did lose one of the Void Rays, but, I mean, he did lose 2 of the Cyclones as well. It's still not looking all that great. You do need that bulk of Cyclones to start punishing the Void Rays for overextend. Another Cyclone goes down. Alright. Starting to look like the beginning of the ends here. BYUN, another Cyclone. Yeah. Yeah, personally, this response that we're seeing out of BYUN, it's the first thing we saw a lot of people try against the Void Ray proxy, right? This is like the first thing a lot of people came up with. And it's kind of the first thing that we saw truly work, if controlled perfectly. And I suppose, you know what, we are seeing BYUN, so maybe he's just like, you know what, I can control things perfectly. Who do you think I am? And then, bottom right side, the Shopify's little rebel. He is BYUN, Blue Terran. Top left side, a red Protoss player fighting for all that is draconic, all that is phenioxic. And all that is related to gaming. He is Hero. The Dragon Phoenix Gamers crew. You know what? I've said the Dragon Phoenix Gamers so much now that in my head it might actually have turned itself into gamers instead of gaming. May have done it. I may have switched the script in my own brain. Now I sound ridiculous to everyone else, and I don't notice anymore. It's like I'm from a whole different section of StarCraft 2 on the internet where people haven't been yet. Right. Sorry, I kind of... Man, I'm not on top of the Matcherinos, guys. The Matcherinos are very important. Please hit us up there on that page. I won't talk about it too much right now, but you guys are the best. You always help us out, and we very much appreciate it. And to all of you doing so, you know what? Fan-bloody-tastic. We can't ask for any else. So yeah, thank you. Alright, BYUN here, going with a 1-1-1 of the 1 base. Maybe right now we're kind of seeing the players wrestling for the early game control, so going for a more aggressive 1 base play might not be a bad idea. But if he goes for a 1 base play with, you know, harassment in mind. And Hero goes for a very, well, let's say aggressive, barely 2-base play. And the harassment units might not be enough to actually beat back those gateway forces, right? I guess we will have Widow Mines as well to kind of secure the way, but yeah, you know what I mean though. You know, with the Phoenix there and gateway units, they are quite strong against this type of stuff. And if Hero wants to get aggressive anyway, then it might not be too bad for him to lose a couple of probes. It's worse that if you want to go into the macro game and then you lose probes rather than trying to be super aggressive and then losing probes, right? It's never good, but the effect of those lost probes isn't gonna be in the game or contributing to influencing the game there, right? Because there's just less time where after those probes died, so the affected lessened income overall is less, percentage-wise. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I hope it does. And if it's not, I swear, I will open up paints right now. I'm gonna tell these guys to pause the game. I'm gonna draw you a good picture about what I mean with this. Alright. Widow Mines, actually, they have an armory available. I didn't realize we did have that armory coming in. So these Widow Mines are gonna reset. Hero pulls away in time and will clean it up without any hassle. A little bit of extra lost mining time, though, of course, always a nice thing to see for the Terran player here. But not as successful as killing like a bunch of probes so far. We have 6 dead probes, but it came at the cost of a lot of investment, right? Not just these units, but also the fact that he delayed his second command center by a large margin. And right now, I would still put Hero ahead actually overall, unless if he starts losing probes here, right? That could change everything. Okay, no, he's on top of it again once more. Hero's still incredibly well equipped with dealing with Widow Mine drops as well. Engineering bay in the natural base of BYUN, looking for some missile turrets action. And the upgrades, of course, as well. Missile turret action. Ooh, yup. 7 probes. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. They're somewhat spread out as well, so you might need like 2 revelations in order to get all of them. He doesn't have that much energy on the Oracle. He might miss the other one, right? Yeah, he might just miss this one. I think he will. He will. Alright, well, there we go. Say goodbye. Night night. 8 probes, just like that. First time that we see Hero taking a 3rd base in this series. With a 2-point lead, and on the match point, it looks like he is willing to risk it a little bit further. And willing to go a bit deeper into the timer of the game overall. Widow Mines now cleaned up. More Widow Mines. Oh, 15 probes. 15 probes and more yet to come. Oh, Hero again not paying attention. 19 just like that. Absolutely demolished. This man doesn't have a leg to stand on anymore. And there comes BYUN just kicking him in the crotch again. It is quite something. That is quite the image right there. But, yeah. Whew, man. Alright, well, 30 probes versus near 50 SCVs right now. BYUN once again just streaming across the map. I suspect this game will not go on for very much longer unless if BYUN just royally fumbles this attack right now. There is a possibility. We do have Colossi being constructed right here. Still far ways removed, though. That could make things difficult. Only 2 Widow Mines here, and there's still 2 shield batteries as well to help out with this mixture. The third base, though, going unprotected. That is just gonna have to fall here. Zero, I don't think you want to start investing units to try and stop this from... yeah, okay, just GG. 3 points for this man in the bottom right side, the blue Terran player. Give it up for the Shopify Rebellions, BYUN. There's a mighty red Protoss in the bottom left side as his opponent, the Dragon Phoenix Gaming Hero. As we see what these 2 guys are gonna be up to on this map. Of course, the last time we saw this one today between the 2 was a proxy Stargate in the natural base. It's gonna be difficult, I imagine, to try and get that same proxy going. Would be very, very silly if BYUN does not check for it this time around. I'm just gonna assume that he will. Still annoying with this probe overall. Is he gonna get the SCV? Come on, little probe. Come on. Oh, there he goes again. Yes, there's 2 SCVs there. Can he do it? Oh, just barely cannot. I feel like this is like the Brawlers Club, right? I feel like this is what the Brawlers Club is supposed to be. Just SCVs and probes just wrestling. Just fighting one another there. Alright. Stargate's on the way, as well as a factory coming up. Second base for BYUN in construction, as well as for Hero, of course, here. Let's see if they get themselves in a bit of a longer game this time around. Stargate back at home. I mean, so far that has been a bit of the less aggressive play from Hero, although thinking back now as I'm uttering that statement, I'm like, oh, you fool. Don't you remember how he was just in the face of BYUN all that time with the Phoenix? The unit that is supposed to be defensive, usually. Wonderful. Oh, it's a quick forge here. It's a very quick forge, isn't it? It's a forge straight up after the Stargate. Before a Twilight Council or anything. Might be getting a shield upgrade here for the Oracles. Who knows? Would assume that is just going to be for ground weapons, right? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, what are you going to combine with this? Is he just going to go for Stalkers without Blink? Is it Adepts again? Oh, it might be Adepts again, right? The upgrade for Adepts, the Glaive upgrade, is a little bit quicker, I believe, than the other one. A charge. Wait and see, though. He's grabbing a gold base with this, so it's definitely going to give him a big influx of minerals in case if he does want to do something with Adepts or Zealots here. Or just gateways in general, I suppose. Where BYUN is situated at home. Trying to get himself a third and second barracks here. Siege tanks slowly starting to be made into existence. There's the Blink upgrade. And maybe this will go into like a +2 attack blinker. Who knows? Why else would you get that +1 attack so quickly, right? Very curious. I'm gonna keep my eye out on this. Maybe a lot of people are like, oh my god, Kozan, don't you know? Don't you know this is the double attack upgrade, double blinker mixer from Heroes game on the 24th of June? When it was 10:32. He executed this build against the Terran player from Korea somewhere. I don't know. Well, it is going to be the +2 attack here, and it will be 5 extra gateways. So that is going to be quite a committed attack or attempt to break BYUN here. And BYUN, is he ready for it? That's the big question. He's got the 2 siege tanks, and then he went off to make some Widow Mines, it looks like. Widow Mines, they're going to be good actually against these Zealots. If they, if Hero does wait for a big whopping of Zealots as well. He is starting up the charge upgrade. Might just be that he wants to start things off with Blink Stalkers, and then, oh wait, that was a Widow Mine right there somewhere. Right, well, 1 Oracle died. Yeah, I'm not sure. Little Viking micro here, getting himself 2 probes. Raven harassment as well, coming in from the back. Let's manage to pick off 2 more. 4 probes in total, not too shabby. Shame that the Viking died, of course. The Raven's still alive. 2 medevacs there being spotted by the status trap. 2 little scouting things there, I suppose, right? Don't need observers to have hidden infantry scouters. Ooh, that is rough. That is very rough. Full medevac gets blown out of the sky there with the help of that insight that he gathered up earlier on. And now with this Phoenix as well giving chase, this secondary medevac very likely to go down. The boost just barely gonna be able to get him into safety, but not in time. Only 2 units get out of that dropship. And that is a big loss for BYUN. Look at that. That is so many units right there just gone, dusted. And that could mean this is turning out to be quite successful already for Hero. Even though he didn't have to get aggressive at all, which was the plan. All he had to do was just sit there and wait for medevacs to fly across his... Oh my god, BYUN, are you kidding me? Why? Oh, jeez Louise. Getting distracted right there. This is done and dusted right now. Well, it was fun, guys. It was fun. What was that? What was that? Little Raven looking for a, well, probe or 2. Got a lot of work to do here, that's for sure. Oh, I thought he summoned Vikings there for a moment. What in the world? There's Vikings around. Are they going to appear on this side of the map now? Let's wait for the Vikings. Oh, there they are! Oh, it's crazy! There's Vikings. Oh, there they go. Why aren't they helping? The Terran is dying, and they're just having a circus. All right. Well, this is the moment of truth. By the moment of truth, I mean likely the utter destruction of BYUN, and he does have those siege tanks. They are doing a magnificent job so far, together with those Widow Mines kind of preventing the Stalkers from just blinking forwards, and the siege tank preventing the Stalkers from just walking forwards. So that kind of position right there is working out for BYUN so far, just because of his unit composition and the fact that he's able to hold on top of a ramp right now. in a choke point as well. Oh my, he is starting to get some stuff going here, actually. He's got himself 7 probes. The army supply is still in his favor. And I mean, to be fair, Hero is only on gateway forces so far. Let's take a look at the resources lost tab. Yeah, look at that. Suddenly, if BYUN actually has to fight with his units outside of his medevacs, things go a lot better for him. And then... oh, dear. Okay, well, let's see if this is still enough. A lot of Widow Mines here helping out against those Zealots. I think BYUN will be able to hold on once again, and this is just very impressive stuff. I cannot believe that he's turning this one around. Are you kidding me? Hero, he spent a lot of time just managing up this big army of gateway forces, but he did expand a lot as well. He never tacked up, though, that much. He's only doing that right now. And it looks like the efficiency of the Terran units really kicking in, of course, at this point in time when it is a big bowl of gateway units. This is a big bowl of bio units, especially with support of Widow Mines and siege tanks. The bio ball should be able to take those fights. That's where they start to really shine. Having those smaller, more fragile units, but all stacked on top of one another. Being able to really pinpoint target fire quite quickly from a lot of units onto a couple of units. And there we go. Gets rid of those Zealots as well. A couple of Zealots in the main base. Looks like they did get a reasonable amount of SCVs here. I'm not sure if this is what Hero needs to be doing right now. He is getting SCVs, but... well, I guess he does have a very good economy, so he is going to be able to replenish his army fairly quickly. Just has me a bit worried. If BYUN does come across the map right now, before there is a significant amount of Colossi with the extended thermal lance, it seems like that window of opportunity is closing right as I'm speaking, though. But I think there may have been a moment there where if BYUN had picked up on all those things, maybe he would have been able to really pressure his opponent across the map there. Now, instead, the economy for Hero has been churning out more and more units, more and more technology this time around as well. BYUN tries to go for the engagement here as Hero's not paying all that much attention. That is 4 Colossi worth of lasers, though, going across the faces of those Marines and Marauders. Having a rough time of it. Zealots at the same time in the natural base, causing absolute pandemonium in the mineral fields. And yeah, BYUN just kind of taps on out of that. Will not be able to compete up with that anymore.